A 2-2 draw against Leeds United at Old Trafford. 2 points dropped, a frustrating result. But don't be mistaken, Leeds United deserved their point because they came to Old Trafford and they presented us with a problem. What problem is that, and how can we deal with it in the future? Let's analyze. One of the key weaknesses of this Manchester United team is our inability to play against teams that press aggressively, high and aggressive like Leeds United. Don't forget, this Leeds United team is actually shaped in Ralf Rangnick's image. They have recruited 3 players from RB Salzburg in Christensen, Wobber and Aronson. They have an RB Leipzig player, Tyler Adams. They have a lot of young players, a lot of athletic players, so they know how to press aggressively and press from the front. It's a hallmark of how they play, of the Leeds United way. Now, against us, they were shaped in a diamond, in a 4-4-2 diamond. As you can see here now, you already have the 2 forwards, Gnonto and Bamford, with Jack Harrison playing here in the hole, mainly marking Sabitzer over here, with Sinisterra over here, Tyler Adams over here, and then McKennie in the base of the diamond. So let's see how that works. Well, now, this was actually in the first minute, which has led up to our goal, the goal that we conceded in the first minute of the game, Gnonto's goal over here. So David De Gea plays the ball to Rafael Varane. As you can see, the moment Rafael Varane gets the ball, Bamford is already coming in here to block this passing lane between Lisandro Martinez and Rafael Varane. And as you can see, Harrison over here keeping an eye on Sabitzer's movement, making sure that he has nowhere to go. Varane over here has nowhere to go as well. There is no obvious passing lane for him. And as you can see, Sabitzer is actually boxed in. There are players, Leeds players in front of him and Leeds players behind him. So there is really nothing to do if you are a Manchester United player. Diogo Dalot gets the ball. There is nothing for him to do besides going wide towards Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, under the relentless pressure from Tyler Adams, strike comes in, and then Gnonto gets the ball, and then you know this leads to what? Of course, it leads to the Leeds United goal by Gnonto. Now, this is the problem that Leeds United have proposed to us because they've been so good at doing this against us throughout the game. Now, the problem and the question is, how do we defend against us? How do we make sure that we don't fall victim to teams who press us like this? What's the solution when you are faced with a team that plays this way? Well, actually, the answer is a player that we have recruited in January, Weghorst. How is that? Let me show you. So if we jump to this sequence right here, what I'm trying to show you is how Manchester United can actually use direct vertical line-breaking passes towards Weghorst in order for them to solve so many problems that teams like Leeds, teams like Brighton, Brentford, and Arsenal as well can pose us with their pressing ability and their aggressive press. So here, for example, the ball comes in towards Weghorst, who's over here. Fred goes in and fights for the ball. He gets it. Now look at Weghorst. It's very important to note here. This is Robin Koch, the Leeds United centre-back, the right-sided centre-back. So he's here on Weghorst. Now Weghorst is going to hold up the ball, but 2 players that you have to pay attention to. Bruno Fernandes, who is not too far from Weghorst, and also Bruno is very good with his off-the-ball movement. He's always able to find himself in acres of space. And then Garnacho over here, who in a very stealthy way is already making a run into the opposition's final third. So here Weghorst, very good physical player, target man, able to hold up the play. He gives the ball, he lays it down to Bruno Fernandes. Now, as you can see, Bruno Fernandes already knows what he's going to do. And then Garnacho making a run. Bruno in Garnacho's run. Now, Garnacho is making a run into the space that Robin Koch has left empty because of Weghorst's movement. So Weghorst was able to drag the right-sided centre-back from Leeds United with him, emptying this space where Garnacho is going right now. Of course, this was probably the best chance that we've had in the first half. Garnacho, well done, great composure, should have been a goal. You could make a case that maybe you should have passed it to Weghorst or Marcus Rashford over here. But anyway, it was a very good sequence. And what this sequence shows is that Weghorst, this man right here, he could solve so many problems with us. Why? If we play vertical line-breaking balls towards him, I'm not saying just hoof it to the tall guy like Bernie or Stock. What I'm saying is that you have Weghorst, like I've shown in this sequence. You have players like Fred and Bruno Fernandes pushing forward next to him. So they are facing the goal, they are next to him. And then you have the right or left winger getting ready to make runs into the opposition box in behind, like a third man run. If we play that way, we get 3 benefits. The first benefit is that we nullify Leeds United's advantage with their aggressive press. Because if we play long balls, they have nothing to press. The second thing is that we bypass the Sabitzer-Fred midfield. Now, both of them very good players. By the way, Sabitzer on his first start for the club, he did very well. We are going to talk about Sabitzer later on. But both of them are eights. Both of them thrive next to an experienced deep line playmaker. And so in games like these, when you have Fred and Sabitzer playing together, why are you going to task them with, building up from the back? So you bypass them. And then the third benefit is that it gets the ball to our forwards as fast as possible, and it puts us in dangerous situations against teams like Leeds. Why is this important? Because Leeds, as I'm going to show you with the first goal that we've scored, they have a lousy defense. They are not very good defenders. Players like Aylin and Koch and Firpo, these are not very good defenders. The best defender is Ilan Meslier. So, our first goal. Sabitzer gets the ball. He was very good this game, by the way. There you go. Turns around. Now, if you remember my data analysis of Sabitzer when he first joined Manchester United, I have shown you how he was one of the best midfielders in Europe, even better than players like Casemiro and Frankie de Jong, for example, when it came to progressive passes. For Sabitzer, he does not succeed half of the time with his long balls. That's because he plays passes like these. This pass to Pellistri right here. It's a pass that most midfielders won't make because the chances that it would get intercepted are actually very high. But if it succeeds, then Pellistri is in a good position. So Pellistri here fights for the ball against Firpo, lays it to Diogo Dalot. Wan-Bissaka has been impressive with his defensive work, but Diogo Dalot, very good crosser, very good dribbler, beautiful inviting cross towards Marcus Rashford, beautiful center forward, beautiful leap, beautiful center forward play, beautiful header. 2-1 Leeds United, so we are back in the game, right? The second goal as well. Look at what Luke Shaw is going to do here. There you go, feint. 2 Leeds United players are taken out of the game. Jadon Sancho here run in to get back into to be in an onside position. Shaw, one of our best dribblers with the ball, goes in. There you go, just goes through the Leeds United defenders. 1-2 with Sancho. Ayling is out of the game. Tyler Adams actually is like getting Luke Shaw actually inside. Sancho, beautiful play in between the Leeds United defenders in the path of Luke Shaw. And then what I like about Sancho is that he kept actually running to put himself in this position, to be in a position to score a goal. Many players just stop. And so if he hadn't kept going, he would not have been able to score this goal. So well done, Sancho. And that's a beautiful goal. And also here I've added footage of Erik Ten Hag smiling, because I think that credit has to go to Erik Ten Hag for this, because the way he handled the Jadon Sancho situation. Many managers could have just said, okay, you're not playing well, you just lose your spot in the starting lineup, and then you have to fight back. But no, he actually allowed him to leave the country, to not go to Spain during the World Cup with the team, to go and train on his own, work on his fitness, work on his mental health, and then be ready whenever he's ready. He didn't even set a deadline for when the process should be finished. He just gave him his space and just let him do his thing. When you're ready, come back and we're going to welcome you into the team. And this smile right here just says, welcome home, son. And Jadon Sancho, I'm so happy that he scored the goal, and I really want him to succeed at Manchester United, and I'm sure that he will. So the point I'm trying to make with this video is that we don't have to actually build up from the back every time. Sometimes when we are faced with teams that press high and aggressively, like Leeds United, Brighton, Brentford, Arsenal, then we can actually have a more direct approach using someone like Weghorst. It's something we could not do with Anthony Martial, but now that we have Weghorst, we might as well use him. Use it or lose it, right? And it doesn't have to be in a typical old school manner, like in Burnley or Stock, just hoofing it to the tall guy. We can actually be much more methodical with it. Using players like Fred and Bruno Fernandes to play next to Weghorst, so that every time he knocks it down, we have a high chance of getting it. Plus having players like Rashford or Garnacho with their smart movement actually making third man runs, so that players like Bruno Fernandes or Fred can actually target them with through balls or balls over the defense. It could be a lethal strategy for us, and it could be a great way for us to, two birds with one stone, to both beat the press but also get our more dangerous forward players on the ball in the opposition's final third. And I think that this is definitely an option that we need to use against Leeds United in the weekend at Elland Road, because they are going to be confident. This is a great result for them. And Ellen Road is always a loud, hostile place. And it's a derby. So we cannot play the way we played at Old Trafford. And so we definitely have to be much smarter than them. And so if they want to press us aggressively, let's just bypass all of that. And let's just get the ball to our players in their final third where we can hurt them because, let's face it, they don't have the best defenders. So I hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it the thumbs up. And please make sure to follow me on Twitter at Scarlet Report. I'm going to leave the name of my Twitter account on a pinned comment in the comment section. And cheers.